the displacement reaction. See your book activity number 1.9, figure 1.8 and page 10. Here, take two test tube. In both the test tube, we will take copper sulfate solution, which is blue in color. Now, to the test tube A, put two nails. First, you polish the nail so that it will look whitish or grayish color. Tie with a thread and put the two nails in the copper sulfate solution. And take another test tube. There also will take copper sulfate solution, but it is a controlled test tube. So also a nail, cleaned nail, a controlled nail. After 20 minutes, take out these two nails and examine its color and compare the color of this nail with this nail. You will find this nail changes to brown color. Again, you will compare the copper sulfate solution present here with this copper sulfate. You will find it is pale blue color. The color intensity of this test tube has decreased. So what happens during this reaction? Iron reacts with copper sulfate. Sulfate from copper sulfate is taken over by Fe. Or in other word, you can say copper is displaced and the ferrous get the sulfur and that becomes brown in color. As the copper is removed from this, the color of this test tube goes to pale blue in color. It is pale blue because still some copper sulfate is there in this reaction. As the reaction proceeds, if you prolong this reaction for a long time, it will change to white color. Take one more example. Zinc, copper sulfate, that also gives zinc sulfate plus copper. So this zinc displaces copper. Clear? One more example you can take. Lead. Lead plus copper sulfate. This also gives lead sulfate plus copper. So lead displaces copper. So in all these three examples, you will see that copper is displaced by all these materials. Why not copper will displace iron from this ferrous sulfate? No, because lead, zinc and iron are more reactive metals than copper. So this is the reactivity series that we will learn in higher classes. Next one is double displacement reaction. Here you will see the activity number 1.10, figure 1.9, page number is 11. The chemicals which are used here are sodium sulfate and barium chloride. Na2SO4. This is called sodium sulfate. Amount is 3 ml. 3 ml of barium chloride solution. Both are transparent in color. So when you pour barium chloride in sodium sulfate, it will give you a sodium chloride plus barium sulfate. Balance the equation. Is it balanced? Yeah. So this sodium chloride is clear solution, but barium sulfate is a white color precipitate. So as you add barium chloride in sodium sulfate solution, this barium sulfate will precipitate it out and that will be visible as a white insoluble solid in the mixture. Clear? So this white precipitation proves that some reaction has taken place. And what is the reaction? See, sodium take the chlorine and it forms sodium chloride, while barium take the sulfur and forms the barium sulfate. In this case, barium replaces sodium, displaces sodium, and sulfate replaces chlorine. In another word, you can understand this equation. There is an exchange of ions. What is the ions? This sodium sulfate, it forms two ions, Na plus and SO4 2 minus. Similarly, barium chloride forms barium 2 plus and chlorine minus. So this sodium chloride and barium sulfate, this exchange takes place. Okay, sodium is exchanged with barium, or another word you can say sulfate get exchanged with chlorine. So this double exchange of ion occurs in this reaction, hence it is called double displacement reaction. One more example, just recall lead nitrate and potassium iodide, where you will get yellow color precipitate. There also this ion exchanges takes place. So this is about your double displacement reaction. Next come to oxidation reduction reaction. See the activity number 1.11, figure number 1.10 and page number 12. See, in this activity, copper, yellow colored copper is heated in presence of oxygen, and the product is copper oxide, which is black in color. So copper when heated in presence of oxygen, that gives you copper oxide. This is yellow color, that changes to black color. This is an example of oxidation. Clear? Because oxygen is added into the copper and that forms copper oxide. This is called oxidation, means addition of oxygen is oxidation. Clear? Now you will do one thing. To this copper oxide, okay, to this copper oxide you will pass hydrogen gas. Okay, it is heated copper, okay, heated copper oxide, you will pass hydrogen gas. What will happen? The copper oxide again changes to copper plus water. See what happens here? Once hydrogen gas pass over this copper oxide loses oxygen and changes to copper. This means here removal of oxygen occurs, so it is called reduction. See here, hydrogen takes up the oxygen to give water molecules. Here addition of oxygen occurs with hydrogen, and hence it is called oxidation. So this is a reaction where both oxidation and reduction is a simultaneous process. And such a reaction where oxidation and reduction is a simultaneous process is called redox reaction or oxidation reduction reaction. So what happens here? Loss of oxygen, reduction, gaining of oxygen, oxidation. Take another example, zinc oxide. When it is react with carbon, it gives you zinc plus monoxide. Clear? See here, oxygen is lost from the zinc oxide, reduction, carbon gain oxygen, oxidation. Clear? One more example, manganese oxide when reacts with hydrochloric acid, it gives you manganese chloride plus water. See, MnO2 loses oxygen, right? Loses oxygen. Loss of oxygen is reduction. H gain oxygen to form water. It is a oxidation. So, in terms of oxygen, we have learned what is oxidation. In terms of hydrogen, also we know what is reduction and what is oxidation. And in terms of electrons, also this oxidation and reduction can be explained. That is the purpose of your higher class. Let's see some examples of redox reaction in your day-to-day life, in your everyday life. You might have observed the iron, the copper and the silver. after a long duration, if you keep these things, this iron color change to red color, copper change to green color, and silver change to black. What happens? Actually, when any metal come in contact with water or acid, that forms the respective oxides. Okay, and that formation of oxides are called corrode. C-O-R-R-O-D, and the process is called corrosion. So iron undergoes corrosion to form red color, copper gives green color, and silver gives black color. Clear? This process is called corrosion process. Another example of this oxidation with your food. Now you are very fond of eating packed food. What is packed food? Can you give some example? Kurkure, chips, they are all your packed food. They undergoes rancidity. Rancidity. What is rancidity? Food are cooked with fats or oil, and you will get the frying chips. It is in packed. Sometimes you might have observed a bad smell is coming from those food. It is because this oil and fat that are used in that food is oxidized by the food, so that gives bad smell, and that process is called rancidity. To avoid this oxidation of oil by the food, the companies use nitrogen gas while packing the food. That's why you got this chips packet. It is swollen. Okay, though it is 5 gram or 10 gram, but it is a swollen packed. Once you pierce it, the nitrogen gas comes out and squeezes. So don't purchase any squeezed packet, because squeezed packets has lost the nitrogen gas, and there is maximum possibility that you will get the bad smell from those packets which are squeezed. Clear? So this is for today. Just wait for the next chapter video. तो आपको वीडियो कैसा लगा? अच्छा लगा तो लाइक करें, कमेंट करें, शेयर करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें। थैंक यू।